Smells like Bigfoot's dick.
Oh. That's one of the best parts of that soundbite is Paul Rudd going, oh shit. That soundbite has great relevance today and cannot wait to get into it. And that soundbite is wrapped around with some great, insane amount of listener interaction. We'll get into that today. If you haven't done it, hit that subscribe button wherever you're listening to the show. And remember, today's show is presented to you by High Society Cannabis Dispo and Lounge, as well as Bet Online. In fact, Bet Online is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. My goodness, it's back. I am so happy. From the preseason NFL to college kickoff, Bet Online has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. Now, you think you know your stuff? Get in on the winner-take-all $300,000 NFL Survivor Pool for the upcoming season. Yes, you know you want that. Oh, my goodness, what would you do with $300,000? When the games are over, head on over to their online casino, get in on the game of blackjack or poker, or even unwind with one of their over 150 slot games. Go to betonline.ag right now to get in on the action. Don't forget to use promo code BLEAV, that's BLEAV, and you're going to have a lot of fun. It's Bet Online. The game starts here. And speaking of starting here, we got so much that we need to get into. Although I'm a little tired today. I got to be honest. Tired. I need a shot of Red Bull or something. But anyway, you know what's going to get me going? Revving up the headlines.
Let's go! Let's go! And now, here are the headlines.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sorry. Today's my first day. By the way, real quick, remember your first day at work and how shitty you were? Just remember that. You're better than you were. Okay? Hopefully you haven't regressed. I've been here at this job for 27 years, and I'm still terrible. Listen, if you've been at your job for 27 years and you're no better than when you started, you should be very grateful because apparently you got a really dumb boss, right? Because usually you get shit canned. And speaking of that, if you are so terrible at your job that you end up getting arrested and getting sentenced for 9 years in prison, thankfully your boss caught on to how shitty of a worker you are. What I'm talking about is that we brought this up when it first happened, and now she's been sentenced. It's that Chicago woman who was stealing chicken wings from the school during COVID. I laugh because it's like, what a dumb reason to go to jail. Not like there's a good reason to go to jail, but honestly, she's probably going to have some like nickname like Chicken Wing. Come here, Chicken Wing. Woo-hoo-hoo. Finger looking good. That has a lot of meaning right there. But anyway, she stole $1.5 million worth of chicken wings. That was broken down into right around 11,000 cases of wings intended for remote learners. Because if you remember during COVID, you could, they had a lot of programs where you could still show up to the school and get, lunch. And it was, free and stuff like that. And it's like, how fucked up the school district and the schools, whatever, they all paid for that. And then she was like, I'm going to take a case of wings. I bet she had the best fucking barbecues, though. If you got that many wings on hand, you're trying some new stuff, new flavors. You're really getting into it. You're becoming an expert because you're cooking so many wings. You're baking them. You're frying them. You're doing whatever. Oh, I bet she's good at making wings. Oh, I love a good wing. I'm not a huge fan of bone-in wings. Fuck off. I know you're judging me. Okay? Hey, Dove, boneless wings are just glorified chicken nuggets. I don't care. They're delicious. Okay? I'll still eat the bone in. I don't like getting my hands dirty. Eat shit. Don't you judge me. Don't you fucking judge me. My goodness. Ah, people. But anyway, I bet she had amazing wings. Sorry, my wife is telling me that the Wi-Fi is fucking up. So I now have to turn off the Wi-Fi on my computer and hope to God that doesn't fuck up my recording. Oh, women, am I right? Am I right? Ladies that are listening, excuse me? Excuse me. What did you say? Nothing. Don't come at me. Don't come at me. Anyway, that lady got sentenced 9 years in prison for stealing chicken wings. I had a buddy named Rich that he worked with me at Safeway. Later, he ended up working with me at Quiznos. That was a mistake. But when he worked with me at Safeway, my first job, he got fired because they were looking for a reason to fire his ass. He went over to the deli and got like it was either chicken wings or chicken strips. Doesn't matter. It's chicken. It's chicken. And he he goes, he eats them, and he's eating them on the way to the checkout to go pay. And then they fired him because they said he was stealing. Like, that's kind of fucked up. He could have fought that because we were a union. He could have fought it, but he was just like so done with that place. But it was just funny because we used to make fun of him, be like, you got fired for stealing chicken. What a dumb reason to get in trouble. Chicken. It'll get you. I tell you what, man, that chicken, it'll blindside you. It'll blindside you. Is it Levis? Will Levis, number 8, Parfum de Mayonnaise. Yes, that's a real product. Here's the tagline from a new commercial that is sweeping the internet right now.
Smell like greatness. Will Levis, number 8, Parfum de Mayonnaise.
De mayonnaise. Listen, I love mayonnaise. I'm not sure I want to smell like it. Right? I jokingly wrote I tweeted something similar to that out, and I'm like, as I'm writing it, I'm literally going, oh, you know what sounds good is a sandwich with ham, cheese, and mayo. And I like to cut up black olives or not black olives, green olives and sprinkle them around. Or I put sliced jalapenos, pickled jalapenos on there. Oh, so good. So good. I love mayonnaise. There's a lot of pushback. It's a very mixed bag of what people believe. Some people are thinking mayo is the most disgusting thing on the planet. Other people like me, the sane people, think it's delicious and it adds so much flavor to whatever you're putting it on, whether it's a sandwich, whether it's a burger. Oh my God, a burger with mayonnaise is so good. Also, this one gets people, but it's delicious. If you haven't tried it, you got to do it. Okay? Listen, I enjoy good tasting food. Put mayonnaise on a brat. Put it on the bun. Put your brat in there, and then put maybe, I don't suggest you put ketchup on there. Ketchup's disgusting. But you put like mustard on there or just the mayo. It's fucking delicious. You're welcome in advance. I think this is hilarious that he's doing this with Hellmann's, one of the best mayos out there. And I went to the website because I'm like, is this just a joke? Or are they goofing around? It's apparently real. It's an $8 perfume. It's currently sold out. Now, we've talked about that before. A smart way to do this is you don't tell people this, but it makes it look like it's such a high demand thing that it's sold out already. Like they just went live with this a few hours ago before I hit record, and it was already sold out. I'm guessing what they did is they probably had like 100 bottles of this, and then it sells out quickly. For $8, it's not that bad of an investment. I mean, why not? Why wouldn't you buy that? If I wasn't on a budget, I'd be like, yeah, why not? I'll get some, perfume. It'd be funny to have. But what makes you realize that they're only selling a little bit and then calling it sold out is the website says currently sold out. And then underneath it, it says they'll have more tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So 8 o'clock in the morning here in Denver. I think that's funny, but that's the way you do it. If I were to sell merch like shirts, I'd, to make it look like it's in high demand, I'd have like 5 and I wouldn't tell anybody. And then they'd sell out, boom, like that. And I'd have to be like, whoa, guys, sorry. Sold out. What? No way. I know, right? Meanwhile, I'm the one buying the 5. All right. But I think that's funny. Now, here's real quick. This is the fragrance notes. It says tart lemon. The fragrance opens with a bright, zesty burst of tart lemon that provides a refreshing and clean introduction. Then it continues, mayonnaise accord. At the heart of the fragrance lies a daring mayonnaise accord. The creamy and slightly tangy note adds an unexpected twist, mirroring Will Levis's bold personality. The mayonnaise accord provides a rich, smooth texture of fragrance, making its integrity complex and memorable. Then it has parsley, has coffee undertones because he likes to drink coffee. It says musk, a sensual musk base weaves through the composition, providing a soft, lingering allure. The classic note evokes the physicality of an athlete, leaving a lasting impression that is both powerful and sophisticated. Then it ends with creamy vanilla. The fragrance is rounded out with creamy vanilla, adding a sweet, comforting finish. The note balances the tartness of the lemon and the creaminess of the mayonnaise, creating a harmonious blend that is both inviting and intriguing. I think that's funny. And for 30 milliliters, I don't see a decimal in there. That's 30 milliliters for $8. Why not? And if it smells good, why not? I mean, how weird would that be if you get it and you're like, dude, this is fucking amazing. And then how weird would it be if your significant other is like, oh my God, whatever that smell is, it is making me horny, right? How weird would that be? It's fucking mayonnaise. Just saying, you could have a diamond in the rough. People are like, what is that scent? I am rock hard right now. Okay? You might be beating people off with a stick. I don't know why you'd want to be beaten off with a stick. That sounds painful, but hey, you could do it. You could do it thanks to this new perfume. I'm so stupid. Speaking of scents, that's not what we were talking about at the beginning of the show. We're going to have more. We're talking about Will Levis is beautiful scent of mayonnaise as a perfume or parfum or whatever they say. We have the opposite end of the spectrum that's coming up. But first, High Society Cannabis Dispo and Lounge is the first and only licensed cannabis bar in the state of Colorado. It works like an alcohol bar, but it's for cannabis. So you got to swing by. You can purchase on site, consume on site, and then take the rest home. In fact, you can get up to an ounce of flour or 8 grams of concentrate. Consume what you like. Like I said, take the rest home. High Society has something for everyone. They got a wide selection of flour, pre-rolls, concentrates, and edibles. And they provide everything you need to consume it with. High Society has 7 big screen TVs. You can watch your favorite sporting events. We got, football. Football's underway. I don't care if it's preseason. Doesn't matter. You can go over there, hang out, watch that. College football's right around the corner. Plus, you got baseball and you got other things that you can go just watch over there. It's a lot of fun. They got tons of games that you can play over there, as well as a quarter arcade with pinball machines, vintage Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and more. What a great place to go hang out. Tuesdays is ladies' day, and ladies get 20% off all day. Hey, you're welcome, ladies. Anyway, High Society Cannabis Dispo and Lounge. It's just 9 minutes from Coors Field. It's open noon to 10. Got to be at least 21 or older to consume. No outside product. Buy it there. High Society's at 7667 Washington Street. Just GPS to High Society. Like I said, I got a lot of listener interaction today, and let's just do it. Let's just jump into that mailbag.
Mailbag. You've got mail.
I posted this on X or Twitter, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's the Purina plant in Denver. If you've ever been to Denver, it's an iconic place off of I-70. And as you drive by it, you could be a passenger with your eyes closed, and you would be able to tell that you're in the vicinity of the Purina plant. Purina dog food. It's Nestle Purina, technically. You would know that because of the stench. Driving through it, you realize how bad it is. It's not like fat rendering like up in Greeley where they, I think Greeley is much worse. Purina plant, it's bad. Not as bad as Greeley. I don't know if Greeley's still that bad. I try to avoid Greeley. Sorry if you're a Greeley person. It's not. I've heard way too many horror stories about the horrific smells up there. But anyway, it's still not good in Denver. As far as the stinkiest place in the Denver metro area, it's the Purina plant off of I-70. Now, the reason I bring this up is because a couple months ago, back in May, it started making headlines because a couple people were trying to sue Purina for the stench. And then the reason why it's circulating again is that the attorneys for Purina are coming out trying to defend it. And they don't really give any sort of relevance in regards to there's no need for me to read what they wrote. It's just like, it's just lawyer speak, blah, blah, blah. The point is, what I tweeted out, I said, let me find it. Hold on. Today's also my daughter's adoption day. Very cool. 9 years ago. Colorado made it official. Okay. This is what I tweeted out. I said, people are suing Purina due to the bad smell. The plant has been around since the 1930s. I'm pretty sure it smelled like ass the entire time. That's what I wrote. And by the way, I didn't realize it had been around that freaking long. I will say this. I want to say like a year or two ago, Purina came out and said that they were making advancements to their air filtration system to try to better the air quality of what's being pumped out to the surrounding cities. They're trying, according to them, and what I've read, they're trying to make it better, but it's not an easy process. Ask anybody that lives near a facility like this. So, here's what's funny. I posted that. I didn't think it would be this popular because I posted this on my personal Twitter account, @DeHuff. If you want to reach me on Twitter, it's either @DeHuff or @DeHuff Podcast. Either one works. But I have, as of right now, I have about 80 comments on it, and it's just a lot of engagement, and it's going to be even more and more and more. Bethany wrote, they could buy a home somewhere else. Right. So when you're buying a home, you weigh the pros and cons. You go there and you're like, it's great. I just don't like the view. I don't like the fact that we have this or that in the neighborhood. Unless you had a stuffy nose and you show up, I'm pretty sure that shit would cut right through that stank. Go right up your nose. Don't matter how stuffed up your sinuses are. But the thing is you go to buy a house and you go, yes, it might be a good deal, but is it worth dealing with all this nastiness, this smell? Can you handle the smell? There's people that have lived in that area for years, and they know that that's part of the deal. You might have, somebody brought up, you might have cheaper gas in the area, and the house might cost a little bit less, but you're understanding that that's part because of the plants nearby, and it doesn't have a good aroma. Don wrote, I drove past it every day for 30 years. It smelled like ass each day, and not good ass.
What the fuck?
Sorry, that's just funny. 11 Charlie wrote, boo freaking who to the a-holes suing Purina. If they moved close enough for the smell to be a nuisance, then they damn well knew that smell existed before they moved there. I really have a hard time with this. I am in complete agreement with you guys. I don't understand how they have a leg to stand on to try to sue them. You moved there. It's not like Purina just swooped in and was just like, oh, there's houses here. Get ready for our stank. No, they've been around since the 1930s. They've been there almost 100 years. It's ridiculous. Reverend Matthew Codd said, admit it, you destroyed a nearby porta potty causing this stir. Well, guilty as charged, Reverend. I'm lactose intolerant and I like cheese enchiladas. I love cheese enchiladas. We made chicken cheese enchiladas the other night. Oh, it was good. So good. Anyway, Josh wrote, in this week's episode of Tell Me You're Not From Denver Without Telling Me You're Not From the 303. That's a great point, Josh, because who's suing? Who's making the lawsuit? Is it people that have been in Denver for a butt ton of years? Or is it people moving in from another state going, oh, this was a good deal? Real quick, before I forget this, there's a chance that people that are suing are people that actually didn't, because some people do this. I'm not saying it's the case, but there's a chance because you can buy a home without visiting it. You just do a virtual tour, and then you just buy the house, and then you show up, and you're like, oh, fuck, it stinks. There's no scratch and sniff on the computer. I just... You're not from Denver if you don't realize what you're getting yourself into. You have to do research on this shit. And what are the odds that you bought a house and you didn't show up? Slim. It's not impossible to do. There's a good chance that happened, which is just a dumb way to do that. Don't do that shit. Can't trust a realtor. Yes, Rock Chalk Bronco said the people complaining about the Purina smell need to spend a few days in Greeley. Yeah. That being said, I've never spent more than a minute in the area of the Purina plant. I don't know what it's like to spend an extended amount of time there. But just driving past it, I realized that that's a problem. I wouldn't want to live there. It stinks. I can only imagine what it's like in the neighboring, neighborhoods. I just don't. I couldn't imagine if it's that big of a problem. Fucking move. Let's see. Midwest Hodel said, I agree, but I wonder if there's anything they can do to make the smell like ass less. And they're trying with the filtration. At least that's what they say. I imagine they are. But, I mean, there's only so much you can do. Arnie said, if everyone who's moved to Colorado in the last 2 decades went back to, whatever. God, he's trying to get political. Fuck off. Josh said, everything has to be just and right, and the minor inconvenience or odor, as this case may be, now results in lawsuits because people, for the most part, have turned into little bitches. People are way too concerned about other people and stupid crap than how they live their own lives. Yeah, we are a bunch of little bitches. Here's the thing. I'm guessing the people that bought these, and I'm just assuming, I don't know who they are. I'm not gonna go dig for their names, and I don't want to blast them. But this is the optics. Okay, this is just my assumption. It's not fact. So don't at me. But the optics are, you thought you could deal with the smell because you've never been around that area, and you lived there for a week, and then everybody starts going, it fucking stinks around here. And I can't stand it. Instead of fucking moving because your property isn't worth that much, you have to sit there and try to file a lawsuit. It's like, come on, man. It's ridiculous. Bart Needs a Walk said, how am I supposed to know that I'm getting close to home? It goes, cat food, refinery, weed, exit. It does smell like a lot of weed around there, too. And that's like, is that the next thing that people are going to bitch about and try to sue? Is anytime there's a dispensary or a grow house, they're going to be like, it smells like marijuana. Now I'm going to get high every time. No, that's not how it works. I get a headache from all the weed smell. Shut up. God. Everybody just wants to complain all the time. Chef Emma, you're a chef and you're responding to me. You need to make me some food because that would be delicious. I've never ate food from a legit chef. I go to restaurants, but like to have a chef actually personalize a meal for me, that's all I'm saying. That would be wonderful. Chef said, that smell is how we always knew we were getting close to the airport, be it Stapleton or then DIA when traveling from the Western Slope. It is one of those things. You kind of laugh as you go through it, be like, oh, God, it stinks. Ugh. And here's the thing. It just smells like dog food being cooked. It's not like Greeley. So it's bad, but it's not that bad. Michael wrote, my grandparents lived a short distance away from the Purina plant in Kansas. We always thought it smelled pretty good. Now, the rotting cabbage from the farmer's field next door, damn, that stinks. That's the thing. Like I just said, I don't, it smells bad, but not that bad. But that being said, I've never spent, like I said, like more than a minute there. I don't know how to say this, but when I used to live in Texas and drove home, that was the smell that let my dog know that we were back home. That's the smell of I-70. It is iconic. Mike wrote in, what the actual fuck? Don't move next door to a dog food plant, you fucking snowflake. I think that's what it comes down to, is you fucked up buying the house next to a dog food plant. You fucked up. And now you're trying to make other people pay for your mistake. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not smart enough. But the way I look at it is you fucked up, and Purina should not have to shell out any kind of money for this. This sounds like a good old-fashioned, I'm a bitch, I'm going to try to sue you because I fucked up. Purina shouldn't owe them jack shit. It smells. It's smelled since the 1930s. If you bought the house and didn't actually show up and you did it online, that's on you. That's your own stupid fault. If anything, sue the realtor. Saying, if you're going to do it, don't sue the realtor. Now I got them coming after me. Oh my God, you're a fucking dick. Yeah. No, don't sue anybody. How about that? You fucked up. Don't sue anyone. Because that's what it's coming down to. You screwed up. You bought a house near something that stinks, and now you're embarrassed because somebody, maybe your father-in-law, showed up, and he's just like, you fucking idiot. You brought my daughter into this hellhole that smells like Satan's anus? Really? Doesn't. I would imagine Satan's anus smells worse than the Purina plant off of I-70. I'm going on the limb. A little more sulfur. And then we're there. There's a lot of places that you wouldn't want to move to when you do some research. I know a lot of people live near the Rocky Flats area. I have said this before. Not a good idea based on things that I have been told by people that used to work there. Not a good idea for long-term health. The things, one day I'll get that person on and I'll let them, spill the beans. But let's just say it's not good. Not good. I know several people that lived in that area for years. Guess what? More than one of them have cancer. Coincidence? Maybe. It's just one of those things where when you read up on the history of something like that, you're like, oh, yeah, probably not. It might be a good deal, might be a beautiful view, but is it really worth the risk? I'm just saying, do your research. It doesn't sound like the people that are suing the Purina plant did any sort of research. And if they showed up, and they smelled it, that's on them. Fuck you. You can't. Who doesn't know that it stinks? You don't even have to be at the house. I want to go drive over there to wherever the residential place is near the plant. And I want to start smelling around. Okay? I want to see how bad it stinks. And it's one of those things. I understand, depending on the way the wind's blowing, it might be worse or not that bad. But the thing is, I think like what Mike said is you're just being a fucking snowflake when it comes to this shit. And now you're trying to sue Purina because you fucked up. So I have so many more that I could go through. It smells like shit, guys. It's not like this random thing that just popped up and it just started happening within the last 5 years. It's been happening for over 90 years. You fucking moron. I'm going to sue. It's all these people that sue companies and this coffee was too hot. Well, no shit. It's hot fucking coffee. I burned my mouth. I'm going to sue Starbucks or whoever. Maybe don't chug a coffee when you fucking get it fresh from the line. Idiots. Oh, somebody even brought up, B wrote, Purina was there before them. Same with the airport. Same with Bandimere. Bandimere Speedway. People were trying to sue them for noise. It's a raceway. Now, but see, like the airport, you could, if you have I don't know, God, it's just, the thing is like the airport's somewhat new, I guess, in a way. So if you had an existing house and then they built the airport and now you're bitching about the noise and potential exhaust, whatever, then I guess you have more of a claim. But this one, I don't get it. Christy wrote, I drove past that plant for years. Yeah, it smells gross, but whatever. Have they ever been near Greeley? That's a thing. Everybody's saying, yeah, it's gross, but Greeley. Go up to Greeley, you little bitches. My goodness. Oh, God. Yeah, there's so many. You can, and here's the thing. There might be a lot of jobs in that area, but you can commute in. And the thing is maybe you get a good deal on a house over there. But you got to know what there's a reason why it's cheap, is because of that. And maybe it's cheaper, and then you got these rich snobs coming in there and trying to be like, I'm going to, flip this house or blah, blah, blah. Make the neighborhood rich again. Then you go in there and be like, ew, it stinks. Ew, I can't handle it. I don't know. It bothers me. There's a lot of issues with this. And it just makes my head want to explode. What the fuck were you thinking when you went in there? Oh, I didn't know it'd stink. I thought that was a one-time thing. Oh, boy. And then they go in there and they move in. They're like, it smells still. I thought that smell would blow out of here. A week later, they're just like this every fucking day.
Oh my God!
It stinks. Oh my God. Fucking pussies.
Right, as always.
Ken knows. My God. By the way, I can keep going. Casey wrote, I can smell this picture because I put a picture of the plant. Emily wrote, fucking millennials. It might be them. It's part of Denver history. Everybody knows it stinks. It's not a surprise. I don't know what else to say, guys. Wherever you live, you might not live in Colorado, and there's probably something similar to that where you live or where you grew up, where you're just like, that's just the way it is. It stinks over there. I know that there's some places throughout this country where factories move in and it takes a nice neighborhood that was clean and pristine type of situation, and all of a sudden they start slaughtering pigs or whatever, and it just makes it what was nice, very tolerable environment to something that where they don't even want to go outside because it smells so horrific. That happens. That's a problem. That was you had already existing property, and then something comes in there and just devastates the environment. That's a lot different. This has been around since the 1930s. Shame on the people that are continuing to build houses out there. Fuck them. And fuck you for buying new houses around there. Make them regret building houses out there. Don't buy there. If you can't handle the smell, don't go out there. Don't move there. Go somewhere else. If you can, good for you. Good for you. Anyway, yeah, and Sam just chimed in. Don't buy a house near it. My God. Sorry, I'm saying the same thing over and over again. I apologize. It just bugs me. I just you have no legs to stand on, and if for some fucking reason the legal system makes Purina pay a goddamn dime for this towards those individuals, I'll be upset. And fuck Purina if they're not actually trying to make it a little bit more tolerable. They said that they are. And I have no reason to not believe them. But ultimately, I side with Purina. I think this lawsuit is pure nonsense. Pure nonsense. And if you live in Colorado, you know what the hell I'm talking about. Or if you live in Kansas next to the plant out there. And if there's other plants around there, you know what I'm talking about. If it's been there for years and then somebody new comes in and starts bitching and complaining, sticking their nose in the air, going, oh, it's stinky. Oh, I'm going to sue. Well, that's on them for moving there. But if you've been there forever and then all of a sudden something new comes in, okay, that's justification for a lawsuit. That's where I'd be like, okay, that's okay. I would side with you. But no. Thank you all for participating. So many people. I didn't even get to half of the amount of people that chimed in on that. Again, if you want to follow me on social media, maybe you got something you want to share, whether it's something like that in regards to the Purina plant's nasty ass smell that is, kind of iconic for Colorado. I don't live there, so I can talk about it with a smile on my face. But if I lived there, I'd be pissed. Like, Jesus, as I'm talking to you, it's just I'm getting more and more and more comments. But if you want to participate in the show, you can always hit me up on social media at DeHuff or at DeHuff Podcast, either one, on Twitter, that is. At DeHuff Podcast. Just make it simple, do that one. Because somebody else has at DeHuff on Instagram, and that's not me. I lost that one. I used to have it. Then I went, like 5 years ago, I went silent on Instagram and then closed my account. I'm like, fuck. Anyway, so yeah, hit me up on socials at DeHuff Podcast. Maybe you want to send me an email. Do DeHuffPodcast@gmail.com. You guys are amazing. Remember, if it stinks, maybe don't move there. Huh? I'll be damned. That's a great idea. I hate to say this because so many people do it, but it's like the Rocky Flats thing. You got to know what you're getting into. I believe you have to sign an agreement in regards to moving over there too. I don't know that for sure. Don't know that for sure. But use caution when you move somewhere. Do some fucking research. By the way, I have to ask this because it just popped in my head. Speaking about moving places and knowing the history, if you knew that your house that you're about to buy was a scene of a crime, like let's say a fucking murder. I don't care if it's like one person died or if it's like a mass. But either way, would you want to live there? I'm going to say no. I would not want to. Even if like somebody just died in there, I don't think I could handle it. I want to. And what's funny is it'd probably be a perfectly fine house, perfectly normal, if I was oblivious to the information in that sense. Soon as I found out, I'd be like, fuck this, we're moving. Fuck it. Would you move into a house where people got murdered? No, sick fucks. I know there's a lot of people out there that would, but jeez. Anyway, you guys are amazing. We'll get back into some more super funny stuff tomorrow. Also, don't forget, you can buy that new mayonnaise perfume. Huh? All right. And if you get some, let's meet up. I want to see what it smells like because I think that's interesting. It's only $8. Only $8. You guys have a fantastic day. Life is serious. Let's try to smile. Hopefully you smiled a little bit in this episode. Have a great day. Big thanks to, oh my God, High Society Cannabis Dispo and Lounge, as well as, bet online, go to betonline.ag. Yeah, I nailed that one. You guys have a fantastic day. Let's continue to move forward. I'll talk to you next time.